Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd family YouTube video, wherever you are, whatever you may be doing. Thank you so much for making Ref Brandon and the Todd family a part of your day. We always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on here live here on this Tuesday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed to the channel, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. I found this article. It's about college football, and I found it very intriguing. So I figured if I find it intriguing, maybe somebody else will too. So let's discuss it. I'd like to say I'll try to go back between now and September when the new season starts and go through the entire list, but I had to hunt to find this article. So I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but I will definitely try. But I wrote down 10 on my board. I knew I couldn't fit 130 plus college football teams on one board. Hey there, Marcus. Glad to have you here as always. So I got the top 10. This is in order, not conference-wise, not alphabetically, but in order of the teams who have the most returning production to the teams that have the least amount of returning production. And it's overall returning production as we head into the 2026 college football season in a few months. There's 5 categories. We have offensive line snaps, passing yards, rushing yards, defensive snaps, and tackles. So hopefully I can go back, find the article some more, and slowly but surely do 10 to 12 a week until we get every team on the list. But it took me about 20 minutes today to find this article, so I don't know if I'll be able to find it again, but I will definitely try. But the number one team on this list is South Carolina. Their offensive line returning production, they've seen 10,324 snaps, 5,316 passing yards return. Hey there, Cameron. Glad to have you here. Hey there, Sophia. Glad to have you here. Hey there, Beatrice. Glad to have you here. And hey there, Nick. Glad to have you here. I don't recognize any of y'all's names. If this is y'all's first time being here, for whatever reason made y'all stop by the channel tonight, thank you very much. Feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. South Carolina has 1,954 rushing yards returning, 10,215 defensive snaps, and a total of 563 tackles returning. Hey there, Frankie. Glad to have you here. And Nick, I'm not sure if you gave the video a thumbs up or you subscribed, or whichever one you did. Greatly appreciate it. Number 2 in overall returning production is Virginia. They're bringing back 9,361 snaps among their offensive line, 3,315 passing yards, 2,532 rushing yards, 7,837 defensive snaps, and 516 tackles. And thank you for doing both, Nick. I really appreciate that. Hopefully you will enjoy the content tonight. Number 3 is Nebraska. They've got 8,672 offensive line snaps, 8,714 passing yards, only 417 rushing yards, 10,961 defensive snaps, and 677 tackles. And you kind of understand why Nebraska only has 417 rushing yards returning, because for the most part, all they had this past year was Dylan Raiola, and he's an average quarterback at best, but he was all they had. They very rarely tried to run the ball without it being Raiola. So, of course, with him being gone, they're going to lose most of their rushing production. Number 4, West Virginia. They've got 8,466 offensive line snaps, 2,986 passing yards returning, 2,162 rushing yards, 8,218 defensive snaps, and 561 tackles. And you're right, Frankie, that is a lot. That's why I wanted to discuss this article, because a lot of the teams on this list, you kind of expect, but there's a few on here that I was surprised by. And one of them, honestly, was Nebraska. I thought even though Raiola's an average quarterback at best, I thought with him leaving, they would lose all of their offensive production. And that's just not true. Now, West Virginia, as bad as they were, you kind of see them returning most of their players because their guys aren't good enough to go to the NFL. And they were so bad this past year that most of their guys, if they want to transfer, nobody's going to want them. But number 5 is Pittsburgh. They've got 8,460 offensive line snaps, 2,572 passing yards, 753 rushing yards, 11,408 defensive snaps, and 648 tackles. So basically everybody on Pittsburgh's defense that played at all this past year is returning this upcoming year. Hey there, Keveron. Glad to have you here as always. Hey there, Joe. Glad to have you here. Number 6 is Indiana. They've got 8,082 offensive line snaps, 9,605 passing yards, 3,090 rushing yards, 13,799 defensive snaps, and 748 tackles. Now, the one category that's confusing when you see Indiana is passing yards, because they've got 9,605 passing yards returning. And you think about, well, they lost their quarterback. How's that possible? So I'm guessing, even though the category was listed as passing yards, it must mean overall passing production from the wide receivers, because they've got a lot of receivers returning. But when you see the category listed as passing yards, you automatically assume that's the quarterback. But there's no way they're bringing back 9,605 passing yards. That includes the quarterback when the quarterback they had is no longer there. So that has to be just counting the wide receivers. Oklahoma State comes in at number 7. They've got 7,857 offensive line snaps, 4,918 passing yards, 1,431 rushing yards, 15,637 defensive snaps, and 1,002 tackles. And Oklahoma State, just like West Virginia, they're on the list because they were so bad. They don't have anybody on their team good enough to go to the NFL, and they were so bad that most of their players, if they want to transfer, nobody wants them. So all of their production is returning, good or bad, it's back. That is a lot. Nick, you're right. It's hard to believe that they've got 1,002 total tackles from last year's team returning this year. Number 8 is BYU. They've got 7,842 offensive line snaps, 4,344 passing yards, 2,990 rushing yards, 9,637 defensive snaps, and 674 tackles. Now, I would say that out of the top 10, the best 2 teams on the list are Indiana and BYU. Number 9 is California, 513 offensive line snaps, 4,840 passing yards, 1,334 rushing yards, 9,009 defensive snaps, and 337 tackles. And the final team on this top 10 list of overall returning production as we head into 2026 in the world of college football is Kentucky. They've got 7,264 offensive line snaps, only 243 passing yards, 1,204 rushing yards, 10,042 defensive snaps, and 584 tackles. So I found that to be a very interesting article. So I wanted to share it with all of you because a lot of times you don't realize how much production a team is losing or how much production a team has returning until you look at things like this. Thanks for all the comments tonight. Really appreciate it. And Nick, thank you so much for subscribing to the channel. Appreciate that. As always, let's go ahead and get our dad joke of the day in here. The jogger overslept and found himself running late. And that does it for today's Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of 3. Tell your friends and family how much you love them. Bye.